My Hero Academia Season 8, Episode 5.
Shigaraki will be warped to the coffin in the sky.
Way back when. Oh, look at Bakugo not knowing what he will become, not knowing he's gonna die.
This is a matter of intent. Ask yourself, what are we protecting?
Good question. My mind just immediately goes to something so far out there. You can ask that question as a theme of the show as a whole. What exactly is the thing we're aiming for? What are we fighting for? What does it mean to be a hero? It's all sort of the same question. It's like that thing far out there beyond our reach exactly. But it's a meditation on what's important. And with that, the sort of necessary tenets that this matters, things are important, and we have responsibility. And Amajiki trembles
to evacuate the whole area
at the question.
So are we protecting the buildings?
It's more than the buildings.
Our priority is saving lives, but
Lives.
also the future.
Yeah, the future. There you go.
It would actually be better for the all-for-one persona to dominate. He wants to rule, and a ruler needs subjects.
But Shigaraki doesn't give a damn. He won't care about collateral
It's just
damage.
destruction. Yeah, he's just out to destroy. Take everything down with him.
There's a chance his thirst for destruction may be directed at the Earth itself.
This is a great and terrifying
Victory
point.
is meaningless if there's no foundation to rebuild society upon.
Oh yeah, this is also very material, like physical, and very, very good, fair point. We've all been leveling up, right? Bakugo became a phoenix, can't stop sparkling, became the ultimate sparkling. Invisible Girl is now visible. Shigaraki also, I mean, like, what are the limits of his power and hatred? He could theoretically push it. One of the interesting and confusing questions here is that it's not necessarily that power and ability comes from good conviction. It just comes from conviction. Shigaraki also extremely convicted, just in a terrible, terrible way. Even though I would argue that long term that eats itself and can't actually reach the heights that good conviction can reach. It can get pretty damn far, you know? Oh man, it's so weird. I was so elated after the last episode with Bakugo's triumphant demolishment of All for One, and now we're re-entering the pain and danger of threat of Shigaraki and all of his fingers. God, I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine what Deku's mom is feeling right now.
If I wanted, I could sink the whole country beneath the sea in a week.
Why don't you want
When
it?
I say I want to destroy everything, that's what I mean.
That includes himself. That deep, huh? It's that bad.
Fajin and Danger Sense at the
This
same
is
time.
pretty
I can finally go on the
beautiful and
offensive.
epic setting.
My master is dead.
Oh my god, the way he said
Just
that.
because I didn't
But yes.
annihilate that brat, huh?
Things work out sometimes,
In a way, I guess I should be grateful to him.
right?
He made me stronger.
Oh, you mean to All for One? He did make you, yeah. It's really crazy to think and also to almost see, given what we know now, about how like he's sort of trying to make a new little brother. Shigaraki even looked like Yoichi, and he gets abandoned again. Just for whatever reason, people don't find him very likable. There's something maybe a little bit similar in Shigaraki. No, not that that would be surprising. Where like he's saying all this, but there's something a little bit unreliable about this. He kind of wants the attention. There's some degree of an ask here, right? It's not just, I hate everything and I want to destroy it. Because if that's all it was, there would be no need for the taunting or for the gotchas, right? It would just be like, I need to get this done as soon as possible, so everything can be gone and erased. There's something about like the antagonism and the attack and the insults and the taunting that is still in that spirit of mutual interaction. It's just very antagonistic. And there's like a bunch of precedent for this, right? One that comes to mind right now is that Shigaraki initially is depicted as being a great fan of heroes. There's something in there still. But then like also, you know, you can't be allowed to destroy Japan or anything.
Now I have no problem adapting to your speed.
You're letting them get real close. Okay.
Well, you were fast enough to mutilate my fingers.
Thank God it's only like the tips of his fingers.
I wonder, will you last long?
History's greatest villain. That's an interesting title. Wow, things really move fast. It's been 30 seconds since All for One died and we've already forgotten about him. He's no longer even a contender. I wonder what, if any, the double meaning here will be. What's the actual villain? I mean, it could just be Shigaraki at face value, but it could also be something else, just like how Deku isn't the greatest hero exclusively. About a dozen seconds ago, these timelines. Goodbye.
No need to get emotional.
Oh, no,
This
it's okay.
fight
We're
has been in
fine.
our successor's hands from the beginning.
My mind has like been racing since the last episode thinking about All for One in conjunction with Bakugo's ascension. Like Bakugo beating him with just one quirk. It's so cool how All for One is just all of the powers, but he's super fragmented, which is exactly on theme. His powers are not individual because he has so many, but they are very individualistic, right? They're just like one alone and then another one alone. It's also really cool how it seems like Kuro sort of reaffirms the statement being made by Deku. He's basically just a dude. He's not that strong, but he meddled in the essence of heroism, and that starts the web of people, the culmination of which is All Might and Deku. And what's so cool about that is then you also have this kind of web that we've seen throughout the show, but now it's not only horizontal as we've seen it with all the cast members supporting each other, but also vertical. It's like in every direction. And that's the reason why conviction not based on good will in the long term dissolve itself when faced with the conviction based on the good. Because the good almost definitionally is going to be that like inner leaking in service for others, for some high purpose, for something benevolent, something given. So it's just more conducive to those webs. It's all about those webs. perhaps is another way to look at it. Back to something like sympathy for All for One, maybe one way to look at him and that paradigm, that split, is he's a very extreme form of sort of that animalistic survival instinct. You know, it's just survival at all costs. It's like the most greedy, just consumption and for me, and I need power to survive, that world to its extreme, versus the more expansive, the more charitable, the more seeing things in a more zoomed out, bigger picture that it's not just me, it's humanity as a whole. And maybe another way to look at that would be my survival now or our survival ongoing, and like might end up being the most reducible or one of the most reducible forms of thinking about good and evil in the first place. And also I was thinking maybe that's the significance of having them being born from the same cell. Both All for One and One for All are very human. It's just like extreme split paths of that dichotomy. You know, the kids also are very human and they also have these impulses, right? Like they're also greedy. It's just that like it's channeled towards something a little bit higher than themselves. Like they're greedy for the right things. They're greedy to do good, to be their best. There's a higher anchoring to it. Whereas what that almost certainly isn't is like me, myself, my survival, my immediate needs, my hedonism, etc.
We'll defeat Tomura Shigaraki. At this time, that's our
And then,
reason
yeah,
for
Shigaraki,
Yeah.
something
but
else entirely,
things
like
keep
just
getting
total
worse.
nothing. It's destruction, annihilation.
Shinomori!
Interesting how this is playing out. What? You grabbed him? He just steal a power? Wait.
His danger sense has been stolen.
What? We needed
It's
that.
been passed from hero to hero.
How did you... Was it the stigmata?
But I'll take it if it hurts you.
Yeah, that's... Okay.
Shinomori's chair.
I'm trying to think positive, but what?
This place is protected by our combined will, but he smashed through anyway.
How and why and what do we do about this? I suddenly feel so off balance. Honestly, like, I feel like that's the one I want to lose the least. Take Black Whip. Take Black Whip. Don't... Oh, man. Danger Sense is everything, just given the way this dynamic plays out, considering that it's like a one-hit KO every time. I mean, I guess it's on our reflexes now.
Now I get how you've been so hard to catch. He's using
Oh, and he uses it. Oh, this is even worse. It just gets worse and worse.
Do you still believe you're fighting a human being, you idiot?
I can't really think right now. I'm so off balance, but yes.
Shouldn't you stop lying to yourself, Midoriya?
This also is interesting. There's an interesting question here about that.
I am something different.
Yeah, and you're really enjoying this moment, and you're alive right now, and you're convicted, and you're in that slipstream.
If I wrap Black Whip around my body multiple times and focus on defense, I can avoid fatal wounds.
That's great. All that leaves is the minor problem of how to defeat him. Oh man, believe. You know what would be a great callback? It's not gonna happen. It just came to mind. We do all this and he has all these powers and then someone shoots him in the knee, like in the first season. That would make me so happy.
My mask.
Throw away your mask.
Look where that maniac's taken you.
Is it gonna have some
Mount Fuji.
symbolic significance? Mount Fuji, interesting.
You may have lost a quirk, but that didn't affect your physical boost.
Thanks for the reassurance. I really needed that right now.
Isn't he better off running away while he can?
It's not an option now.
We were spared because we had danger sense.
Yes, I understand the
Touched
fear.
Again, even for an instant.
You can't really consider this right now, though.
If we get taken, it's all over.
Oh, is that what it is? So, like, he did get touched by Shigaraki, but as sort of like a parry and ward against the dissolving, sort of like a missile decoy. They can use themselves as shields. What's crazy is now I just can imagine Deku ending up quirkless again, fighting Shigaraki, which would bring things full circle and answer a really big question. Even though I feel like it's been definitively solved and we don't need it, that path would completely eliminate any semblance of structure for the argument that Deku got lucky. Also, this is terrifying. I think just given the nature of the situation, you have to burn the bridges. You can't be thinking about an avenue for escape and fight your hardest. Or at least those two things are not super compatible. That's an old Sun Tzu stratagem, is never put your enemies' backs against the wall where it's fight or die. So, I mean, like, easy for me to say, sitting here from the comfort of my chair in my bathroom.
In the past, running off allowed you time to get stronger.
Yep,
It's best if I deal with you here.
yep, back against the
I'll
wall.
give you nowhere to hide.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Spinner was looking forward to seeing that.
I wonder
Hey,
what Spinner
I
would
know
really
what I'll
think
say
now.
Next. Mount Fuji.
The symbol of Japan itself. Am I hearing hints of All For One's theme here? Am I crazy? It's so hybrid. It feels like the intro to the song. There's the piano in there.
He brought you here on purpose.
He knows how much we like mountains.
If decay reaches the mountain,
Lava.
it'll erupt.
Yeah.
This guy is no successor of All For One. He's the embodiment of destruction and ruin.
Right, yeah, there's that third path. It's not my survival now versus our survival long term. It's everything dies. Though, like, maybe one way to connect that is that often those are positive forces that just have gotten warped. There's a mechanism somewhere in there that was a tool for one of those things, but that mechanism has sort of fallen off the rails, and now it's just like mechanizing. An example of this would be cancer, right? Like cells and cell replication are a tool, but completely separated from anything, any meaning, any purpose, it becomes cancerous. But Shigaraki still, he's biological, if you get what I mean. And here's another crazy thing to throw in here. He is the successor of All for One and One for All. Shigaraki and Deku are the legacy of both. There's this common reemerging pattern of there's an existing paradigm of two things fighting for success and survival, and out of that chaos comes a third thing to eat both of them.
Everything
It's so cool.
is connected somehow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
I have no idea what Toga knows about being human.
Do you
It's such an important conversation.
Fighting a human being, you idiot?
Yes.
You are still a person.
That's hard, man. That's hard. It's almost only Deku who can do that. One of the things that took me way too long to realize is that this sort of goodness and the values, they're not there for times when things are easy. Because probably that means things are already going well. The real importance of them is when things go wrong. It's always when things are going terrible or when people are afraid that, like, there's that impulse or that suggestion that we sort of throw away some of the rules or values. But that's exactly why the values are so necessary. And that's when it takes the most courage, and that's when it's the most heroic. This is going really badly. Losing danger sense is awful. And, like, already we were sort of on our back foot because it's Shigaraki. But if something is good, it doesn't change just because you're threatened or afraid. In fact, you could argue it gets more important. It would be so easy to be like, nah, like, you're not a person and you're just a monster. Time to kill you by any means necessary.
Earlier, while I was immobilized and focusing on not dying,
Way to tell yourself,
I
Deku.
forced my muscles to flex using Black Whip,
That's impressive.
so I can use Fajin to unleash a
Damn, this
blast of
flowback.
air.
Finger Blast makes a return.
Delaware Smash!
And then with the Delaware. Feels like a classic. Okay, we're still in this, and we're still believing in things, which is good. It's encouraging. I had this thought recently from a comment thread, which I'm really grateful for, because the phrase e pluribus unum came to mind. The idea of, like, from many one, that's all over American stuff. And now I'm wondering if that's something the author is very conscious of, and maybe why there's the American references beyond just the fact that America is the birthplace of, like, Superman, Batman, etc. I mean, that's a very American way to summarize a lot of the ideas of the show, right?
He blew away enough terrain to interrupt decay.
That's
Without material
amazing.
for my
That's
core to
great.
advance through.
I didn't know it could do that. Long distance is very, very good and useful.
I'll touch everything I can get my hands
It doesn't
on.
stop anything, it's sort of the problem. We don't really have any method of stopping right now. That danger sense was a real
it's
blow.
you.
Wait, what just happened? That was Deku landing that blow. Oh my god. Punched through his hand. With his bare hand, right? I'm not really sure what to make of this, but, like, there also is a parallel there, right? Him blowing off the arm thing, because All Might also did that, and he gave it to Bakugo, who also broke through it, I think.
Danger sense will be set off constantly.
Oh yeah, that's cool. You can
Giving
trigger
me an opening.
decoys. And he would know that, because he knows his own weaknesses, right? Yeah.
Fighting Lady Nagant.
Exactly. Yeah, that's great.
Shigaraki can use search to locate you.
Oh yeah.
I'm not blind to your location or your weakness.
That just completely eliminates the need for fog, I guess.
You're reinforcing your tendons and muscles from within, yes?
Oh man, this music.
Must be real difficult having so much to protect.
It is. That also hits on a lot of it.
It might not be easy, but I'm not giving up on you. Or that crying boy! People try to interpret the world based on their limited perceptions of it.
This is true.
You're desperate to believe that the narrative you've created for me is the truth.
Possibly, but it's also possible he's doing that to Deku. There also, I think, are different categories here which Shigaraki might miss, because the truth is the truth, it just is what it is. There are terrible things in the world. There are terrible things in people. And terrible things have happened. This actually, I think, is one of Shigaraki's best criticisms of the system under All Might, of like, no, actually everything's beautiful. Don't look in the alleyways or, in the dark cracks of society, because everything's just bright, beautiful sunshine, and buy my toothpaste. It's something else to acknowledge the truth in whatever form that is, but simultaneously to be very clear on what you want and what your values are, perhaps somewhat independently of result and more process oriented, where, like, I'm just doing this because I feel like it's the right thing. Also, even though we sort of combine past, present, and future, for simplicity, there are different things, right? The past is just the past. That's rock solid. It just happened the way it happened. The future is something that is shapeable. So there's no real, like, truth of the future yet. And in that light, that whole process and values thing becomes more significant because you're actively shaping it. I mean, that's, I think, think part of what's behind the whole reversing fate thing. There's a different way to treat reality and potential. They're not the same thing. And also, just very basically, there is this very common misconception that negativity and pessimism are the same thing as realism. They are just as susceptible, possibly more susceptible in cases, to that same sort of emotional-based reasoning. At the individual level, it's sort of doom and doom catastrophic thinking, way overblowing the negative significance of certain events, or over-extrapolating the effects of those negative events into the future, when really, like, in many cases, things are probably just fine. They're going to be okay. It's also that there is, again, some sort of miscategorization, right? Where, like, it can be true that something went wrong, or you made a mistake, or you're deficient in something, without that being, like, a permanent stain on your very being. It can be just this thing now. And then at, like, the group and societal level, granted, there is such a thing as conspiracies, and those sometimes are real. Not everything that looks shady is a conspiracy, or is a negative plot or something just because it looks plausible. That is emotion talking. It's fear talking. It's, like, not wanting to be duped. It's wanting to feel like you're in the know. It's maybe wanting to feel better than other people who, you know, you can label as being stupid or sheep. In many of those cases, it's just that you don't know. That's all it is, right? That's as far as you can get with it. It's not definitively one or the other. In many cases, it turns out to be like just a weird systemic result of things or incompetence. But the negative is very seductive. It's so easy to fall into that trap and to get convicted in it. So, like, maybe a little bit of pot calling the kettle black here, to say the least, to try to give him the most credit possible. The answer is not to, like, pretend that things are better than they are or that there aren't bad things. In fact, that undermines your very tools in which you might otherwise deal with them. If you're trying to fight for the good by sweeping the bad under the rug, the villains will win because they'll just use the fact that you're lying or hiding something as an attack against you to rally support for their villainy.
Well, look closer.
I'm looking. I'm trying to look.
Now that he's gone, I can do whatever the hell I want to.
Yeah, that sounds very childish.
There are some people who are beyond saving, like him.
I don't know if that's the right
This
framing.
monster is an insurmountable challenge to your hero philosophy. You won't be able to fix him.
This is just making Deku more encouraged.
Rin and Izuku, you must find the strength to.
No.
Wow. Just immediately.
He's a lost cause. Why does he hold on to such a devastating past?
Right. Why is he telling us this?
He said heroes pretend we don't
In a
see those
very
we can't
weird
protect,
way. It's a cry for help.
and ignore the pain that we cause people.
Killing him would prove him right.
Now we're supposed to leave everything up to this boy who wants to save our enemy? It's absurd.
It is absurd. But being absurd is the essence of a hero. If you're not being absurd, can you even call yourself...
I thought it was an arrogant idea and naive.
If you're not arrogant and naive and absurd...
I've watched from the sidelines
Oh, but,
long
goody,
enough
there's a
to
but.
understand what drives this boy.
He's different, and you get out of Deku's way.
There's another way that may be worth a shot.
Let's get behind him, you know?
I'm about to take a heck of a gamble on you.
If there's anybody to gamble on ever in the history of the world...
Go of one for all.
Wait, what? What? No, that's weird. That's crazy. Excuse me? Well, it's kind of cool, though. After all, it isn't about the quirks. That's a big ask, though, man. That's a big ask. Crazy how perspective changes over time. It's so cool, but it's so real. Like, the more your eyes open to higher and higher levels, the more, like, the preceding levels sort of seem kind of like the same. You realize that there actually was no distinction here or there, because they're just all in 2D now.
There's a sad child in there.
Oh, it's Star and Stripe.
Stay conscious if you want to live. Without comms, we don't know what's happening. But chances are, Midoriya is still out there fighting.
Please just do your part and stay alive. That's your job now.
The power we cultivated is coming apart.
Yeah. It's very, very interesting.
What just
Not
happened?
quite sure what to make of all that yet.
As long as people stand up to help one another, there will be someone who embodies the spirit of heroism.
Yeah, we've seen that again and again. That was Kudo also.
Young man, you too can become a hero.
What are you talking about? Why would I ever let go of one for all?
I like that even Deku has resistance to this.
That's insane!
It's not practical, yeah.
Yagi noticed a crack. It's probably a scar left behind from his battle with Star and Stripe.
Wow. Wait, so what's the plan here exactly? Maybe we pass it to him and we heal his salty heart? That's a lot. I don't know. Also, so what you're saying is America saved the day again?
Shigaraki became too strong when he absorbed All for One. If we keep trying to fight him like this, we'll lose.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
So we'll attack from within.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
We can pry open the weak spot and strike his mind directly.
Crazy. All together.
Smash?
The 10th holder of One for All.
Use a visual?
Yes, please. Thank you, All Might.
That childhood friend of yours. How does he pass things on to you?
Take this and die!
What a flashback. Way to sell that point.
It may not work, so I'll be the test case.
It's gotta be you, yeah.
Our individual powers were strengthened by each user as well.
Multiplier effects.
If you throw me at
Playing
him
off each
so
other.
hard that I shatter, I'll be able to hurt him without giving him my power.
Thank you for that visual.
But we should use smokescreen. I'm the least valuable to us right now.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
If the ninth parts with me, he'll also be free of the blowback. And on the off chance that Shigaraki does use me, it will put
he'll
him
get
in
the
same paralyzed state.
Right, yeah. He'll get the blowback of it.
Look, boss, I've never questioned your orders in the past.
And I won't start now. Let's do this.
But this approach is far too great a risk.
One we have to take.
We also got this far by believing in others.
This boy's spirit refuses to break. I want to believe that he's got the right idea.
If there is anyone to believe in.
How did I end up so lucky?
Oh. Through all this, he's the grateful one.
He doesn't covet this power.
He
or
doesn't.
fear
Yeah,
dying.
it's not about the power.
One for all is...
Take that to heart, young man. This gift.
Oh no, the
you
DNA.
earned it with
Not
your
the
own
DNA.
valiant efforts.
a treasure given to him by the hero he admires most.
Yeah. It's a big deal. It was a symbol, as All Might was a symbol. But at the same time, it's a symbol. So it's symbolizing something, right? Like that's a stand-in. It's the finger pointing to the moon. Really, it's the thing, right? It's the thing itself. It's not the token. It's not the trading card. Those are guideposts to it. And Deku's found it. You know, he has it.
What's this corpse muttering about?
Yikes. Low-key, Shigaraki is like as good, maybe better trash talker than All for One.
What will it be, kid?
I think we know his answer. Being held up by threads. This form looks a little bit more beast-like and natural. Whoa. Crazy.
What a surprise. I'd never guess you were a hero.
It is a very striking visual, right? Wow. Sort of reverting to biological matter. We've had like the whole spectrum from All Might's technology to Deku going very beast mode. And then I guess where this is going, it's going to end up with Deku being very human, which is really cool. There was a time I think I was speculating that might be All Might to be the one to like, revisit that. But it actually is really cool to think about Deku going back to his roots. It's not the same thing, right? Very classic. We return home, but no for the first time. To go on this whole journey, to do all this, work really hard for this quirk and these powers, only to willingly give them up and actually have that be a beautiful thing. It's pretty amazing. It just occurred to me that like in just the, the fun with the wordplay of one for all for one, and like, maybe potentially all for all at some point. One weird way you can phrase this is all for one, but like in a very nice way. This is everyone for Shigaraki. It's all this lineage, this vertical lineage, and maybe at some point the horizontal lineage will come into play, like if they come to a support. For this one person who fell through the cracks that like, honestly, it would be really easy just to see him as someone to be killed, because that would solve the problem for now. No one except maybe Deku and maybe Uraraka would be a little bit put off by that. Hawk certainly wouldn't care. Shoulder pats all around, but no, we're going for it. And like, what's at stake? Everything. Literally everyone's life. We've established the Earth is potentially at risk, if he gets full reign. So we literally are risking all for this one lost soul. Now, that's very extreme, and I think maybe it's not something we see mirrored in real life, right? It's almost an impossible standard, but it might become a little bit more clear and more palatable when you think like, well, what if everyone had just a fraction of that? If that was even on the table, if we didn't just immediately dismiss certain things or dispense with certain fundamental values when they were inconvenient or when we were afraid or when we were really emotionally heated and embedded into a certain idea or faction or whatever. If we just allowed that to be an ideal for a second and enough people were just even conscious of that ideal, of the fact that that can be an important and beautiful thing, if that wouldn't shift the scales past that critical mass to the point where we might just have a lot less things on our plate to deal with. Now, like, that's idealism, and idealism is quickly shot down, but there's sort of a circular thing there, right? Like, if enough people were idealistic in a way that translated into their actions, it would then cross over into that level of pragmatism. And you can't force it, and critically to, I think, Shigaraki's point, you can't pretend it is when it isn't. I can't just say that that's true and that people are like that and have that be true. I mean, it is what it is. But I still think the realm of ideals is important as something like a potential map for what our actions will be when the rubber meets the road and it's time to make actual choices. And it's so cool because it's not just this show, right? I mean, all these things intertwine and connect. It's also Thorfinn's I Have No Enemies. It's Orb on the Movements of the Earth with the pursuit of truth. It's Haikyuu with focus on the process. It's Full Metal Alchemist with the value of the human soul. It's withstanding the poison of hatred in Avatar, and just on and on and on. It's maybe all there already, it's all around us, but it's different. It's just a different thing to try to aim to be Deku and like actually carry that on your shoulders and live with that weight. And that's why, even though I can imagine some objections to this episode and its events, like giving up the power and Deku caring about Shigaraki, for me it's not just empty idealism. For me, it's important. It has real stakes. It's the decision, maybe stemming from the feeling of responsibility, to look up and then with whatever is in one's power to try to cling to those ideals.